Hey everybody, how's it going? I seem to be asking myself that question. Um, it's about what, 4 days till Christmas? And I haven't been doing great. I'm being honest right now. I just finished crying like half an hour ago. Um, so yeah, if tears happen, it's okay. It's normal. It's a thing. I did my usual laundry, cleaned up my space, made it less of like a tornado hazard in here. Uh, but yeah, I um I just wanted to, let you guys know what's up. Um, this has probably been the second Saturday in a row now where I have been depressed to where I have not been happy. Um, and I have been working on YouTube content. It's been happening, but it's been going very slowly because even today I was editing something and I had the idea in my head that I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this done and I'm gonna get it uploaded in the next year sometime. I mean, I'm not gonna be looking for like January 1st or anything. It's getting done. But as I sat down to edit the thing and like I'm currently at the point of where I'm adding pictures to, whatever it is that I'm talking about. And it was just like all of a sudden I just hit this wall. I just hit it. And I'm like, what the hell? So then I sat down and then my brain just shifted. It shifted completely to something else that was like not even worth it. And I think it was because I had started writing out a Christmas letter. I'm not going to say to who, but as I was writing it out, like just to a very significant person in my life. And as I started writing it out, I started crying, like bawling. And it was mostly because I was feeling, I was feeling so apologetic for how I had been in the last year. The last couple of months, I have been struggling with work. I'm not sugarcoating it. And I want to make this perfectly clear. It is not the residents that I work for that are the issue here. Never. Because I understand where their characteristics are coming from. I completely understand where they're coming from. But there has just been a lot of drama on my shift. And sometimes during my days, I am just like, you know what? I don't have the time for this. I don't want to deal with this. But then I get myself included or I get dragged into the drama. And it's like, can we please not do this? Because it's like, it is very hard, especially in the last couple of months. It has been extremely hard for me to go to work and be like, hi, how's it going? Put on that happy face. And then most of the time I'm leaving that place so exhausted and that I'm like, I cannot wait to go to bed tonight. And then it's like, oh, I get to wake up and I get to do it all again. And then I begin to wonder, I'm like, oh, well, what sort of shit is gonna hit the fan this time? Am I gonna be happy? Am I gonna be, having no issues and no stress? Or am I gonna be sitting there going, oh my God, get me out of here, please, like, get me the hell out of here? Young Frankenstein reference. For those of you who have seen that movie. Okay. Um, yeah, and that's been another thing. Like humor, I have it has been my way of like getting out of things. I've been trying to be, a little bit more humorous. Um, just to try to use it as like a deflection of like what may have been said or like what may have happened. But I um I work in housekeeping, and as much as like I always struggle with consistency, and like even though I have tried to organize my day, I don't follow it. I will literally have it physically in front of me, and I won't follow it. Like there's just no way. Like it's like I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is too overwhelming. And it's like like I try to make things so organized and like so easier for myself, but then I started building a mountain out of a molehill type of thing. And then it's just like I'm overwhelmed, and then I get overstimulated and over burnt out, and then that's it. And then it doesn't happen, or I just end up half-assing my job, and then I feel really guilty about it because I'm like, well, crap, I probably should have put more effort into that. Or I get sucked into helping out everybody else because I am the helper and who helps the helper, right? So a lot of this has been brought on by myself. Um, I'm not having healthy boundaries in place, and as the more that I think about it, I'm really starting to realize that it's like I have to sit down with my supervisor and I have to say, hey, I want to be behind the scenes. I want to be left alone. I want to do what I am going to be doing, which is laundry, housekeeping. Grocery order is another story. I may have to sit down about that, and I may have to, ask if I can get off of it because it's been causing me stress. And it's just another thing that is on top of my pile of things that I don't necessarily have the time for, or I don't necessarily have the mental capacity to deal with at the end of the day when I've already done 20 loads of laundry and I've scrubbed 20 floors and I've, helped with whatever. Um, so I'm going to be sitting down and talking about that. Um, but also it's just been hard because my back has been driving me up the metaphorical wall. Um, I've been taking ibuprofen for it, and also a lot of it has. There's been a lot of other issues that I've been trying to deal with. So, when you're in a physically demanding job, and then also your pain scale is some days relentless. um that also makes you cranky, and it also makes you very uncomfortable, and I have been prone to lashing out. Like I have just been into the anxiety of like, oh my god, what the hell, why is everybody being so like stupid, like why? And it's just like, you know but yeah, and then even with the holidays coming up, I have just been feeling like, what is the point? um I was happy when I was decorating everything, but it's like I'm very happy to take it down. That's it. Like I've been having thoughts of like, I just, I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy. I just want to take it all down. I just want to get over Christmas, get over the holidays, and that's it. And I've also been thinking, I've been having very small spurts of happiness lately, and I've just been feeling like I'm not deserving of a lot of things. Being happy is one of them. Um, I've also been thinking about Christmas and how nobody's asked me what I've wanted. So it's like I don't know what's gonna happen on Christmas Day. If I'm even gonna feel like getting up in the morning, like I don't know. Um, Even the weather has been a factor because it's overcast and it's hazy and it takes so much longer for it to just get daylight out. And I was thinking about going for inheriting a sunlight lamp. But even with the postal strike that has come and gone, um, I'm like, well, what's even the point of ordering anything? Because I'm not going to get it until at least next year. So, not that I won't be patient for it, but my excitement for it just, it's not going to happen. Um, and I know that I put a ton of pressure onto myself, and that's like the big thing is that I just have all of that unrealistic pressure, and it's not to where I'm setting up like deadlines for myself, but it's just I put so much pressure on myself, and then I end up beating myself up for, not getting all of this stuff done or not getting all of that stuff done, and it's exhausting. I mean, you could probably hear it in my voice right now that I am like holding back tears, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of a lot of things. I'm tired of my own head, mostly because it says things and it makes me think of things that I don't want to. But I have been on this ledge, a very steep ledge that I don't know how to get off. And I've been considering going back to talking with a therapist because I feel like it's gotten to the point where I need that. And also, I'm growing up in a household where mental health issues, they're very hard to be understood by select people. Not that I wouldn't get love and support if I talked about it, but it's the lack of understanding that I think would be the hard part. And I don't want to worry anybody. I don't want to. I shouldn't burp on camera, but I did anyway. Like, it's just part of my realism. But I'm tired. I'm tired of faking. I'm tired of being exhausted every day. And also, even there were days where I've had comments like, you're mean, you're lazy, you're, uh, like, it's like you're being unprofessional, you're being unhinged. And even though I shouldn't take those things personally, because sometimes they do come from a place um, of like joking, and I know how to read into it, but sometimes I read into it too much, and then it's like, well, hey, what did they mean by that? Did they really mean that? No, they didn't mean that. Not me. They wouldn't have said that about me. And then it's like, then just the voices start talking, right? And by the time I try to shut it off, the damage has already been done. And then it's like, well, shit. And then like stressed out for another couple hours. Like, see, my shoulders just tensed. So I probably should go down there, baby. Go down. Type of thing. Um, but yeah, and like I'm not the best person when it comes to taking care of myself after a long day. Like yesterday, I went for a bath. I probably could have fallen asleep in the tub. Thank God I didn't, but I was so freaking tired. Um, so then I got up, dried myself off, and then I was like, do I want to lie down in bed or do I want to lie down on my floor? Push this chair out because, it reclines. And Do I just want to cuddle up under my blanket and just wait for the world to stop rotating type of thing? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna, be a slug in my bed. I put my feet up because my back was driving me insane. Um, Cold weather will do that too. I mean, it's been in the minus 30s, so it's like, yeah, it's difficult. Um, and like, just taking care of myself in general has been hard. Things are becoming a chore now. Even brushing my teeth has become a chore. It's like I have to use all this energy just to squeeze the damn toothpaste onto my toothbrush, and then I have to brush the entire inside of my mouth. Um, so some days, if at best, I just spit with mouthwash because it's like I can't be bothered. Um, I know my breath is probably going to be rank in the next couple of hours, but it's like I don't have the energy. And like even washing my face, I'm doing a wet wipe because I just don't have the energy to, wet the face and then apply the cleanser and then the toner and then then rinsing it off and then, the moisturizer and all of that. Um, and like I can't say that I haven't been sleeping too much or too little. Um, I do get about 8 hours a night, so sleep is okay there. My sleep quality is okay. Sometimes I will go for another vice to shut my brain off at night because sometimes it's like I cannot go to sleep. Um, like I've been trying to do yoga for my back. I've been trying to stretch it out. Um, you know, and like yesterday, it just felt like somebody had taken my spine, and like even though it's like completely straight, they just like twisting it around, like just like somebody was taking like a crank wheel and just spinning it. Like how people make rotini pasta through a pasta press. Speaking, what are words? Um, it just felt like somebody was doing that. Like my spine was just spinning itself around into a rotini. So it's like, and like people have mentioned to me that it's like, oh, you should get a back brace. But now I've been reading that back braces aren't necessarily required in my job because I'm constantly like I mean, posture wise, my posture is very bad. Like, let me just say that my posture is bad. Posture is bad. Um, but I also have been trying to use different techniques to try to, bend down a little easier. Like, get down with the broom when I'm sweeping up or whatever, like, squat. And like I'm always telling people, I'm like, use your ass, not your back. Let your butt do most of the work, not your back. Because if you don't use your butt and you're just using your back, it's not good. It's not good. I mean, trust me, I probably have an underlying mechanical back strain that that I know is there, but I just haven't dealt with it yet. Um, but stress and I mean poor eating habits, like oh my God, I'm terrible with eating, you guys. And like with the holidays coming up, you look for junk food as an excuse. And I have no self-control when it comes to that. Um and like probably even with coffee, I've probably been drinking too much coffee. Um it's not good. And like I don't even have my Fitbit on me right now because it's like I know that my body is probably in like mental crisis. Like a lot of it is mental and the rest of it is physical. And I was trying to make up like a list of like what I want to do for 2025, and I'm like I want to get back into working out again because once I had started this year, Um, I was feeling great after every exercise. I know that exercise does wonders for me. It does a good thing for me. Um, Yoga, yes, depending on what I'm doing and like how I'm doing the yoga, it works for me. Um, but it's just that it's the consistency that is the hard part. And it's like, I've tried putting a reminder. I've tried putting it in my calendar. I've tried, putting it somewhere physically where I can remind myself that it's like, just exercise at this time or exercise at this point. And it's hard because it's like, I can't do it first thing in the morning on a weekday because I don't, I can't function that way. Um, but then also after work, I'm like, oh, I should probably, work out for a bit. But I'm like, my muscles and my back and just everything is already sore from 8 hours of physical grinding work. But I've also read that, if you do a different type of exercise, it works different muscles in your body and helps, work them in a more healthy way. And then so I was like, well, maybe I could give that a try. And, who knows? I mean, it's like it's like I want to start over, man. I want to start over. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to start over, but it's like as of right now, it's like I am just on the struggle, the struggle train, and it's hard. It's really hard. So until I have this stuff figured out, thank you for being so patient with me this year. Thank you so much for just waiting around, giving me your support. I appreciate it. And I'm still here. Um, I'm glad to be. And it hasn't been easy, but I'm hoping that I'll get through it some point. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And see you whenever. Just whenever. Probably 2025. Yeah, 2025.